Hey everybody, it's Pastor Brian. Hope you're having a great week. Wanted to jump in today to just talk about red letter living, and I hope you've had just an awesome week of serving. That has been the target we've been focusing on this week, and I hope it's just been a blessing to learn more about how we can serve. I want to go back to one of the readings earlier in the week about serving, and you might remember the letters B, Y, SSIW. And if you remember from earlier in the week, if you got a chance to read it, those letters have some significance for you. And it's because you say so, I will. And we heard in the reading from earlier in the week, again, that phrase, because I said so. And if you remember when you were growing up as a kid, maybe your mom and dad said, because I said so. Like, the reason they want you to do it is because I said so. Now, as a kid, that wasn't usually a great response. Like, that's not a great reason. It feels frustrated. Like, well, give me more than just because I said so. Now, if you're a parent, you remember, hey, that maybe was the end all be all for responses of why you want your kids to do it. Because I said so. Like, that's just why you should be doing it. We learned from the story that we saw in the Gospel of Luke that Jesus had asked Peter to go out and to let down his nets once again in fishing. And they had been, Peter and some of the other, his men, had been out fishing all night and they hadn't caught anything. And Jesus is like, go back out, even though this is not the time to be fishing, time of the day to be fishing. Go back out. I'll go with you. Let your nets down. And Peter's like, because you say so, I will. And if you remember the story, or familiar with the story, they let their nets down and they catch this huge amount of fish that, the boats are kind of being weighed down. And so they come back with this huge amount of fish. Unheard of in general, but unheard of definitely for that time of day. But those words from Peter, that response from Peter, because you say so, I will. And this is not Jesus, Peter's response of, Lord, it sounds crazy, but because you say so, I'll go ahead and do it. And that's kind of the response that Jesus desires for us when it comes to serving. And not only to serving, but just in general. And it's not like this parent, because I say so, you should do it. It is this loving invitation from Jesus that, hey, we serve because we want to follow Jesus and we want to do what he says. And so, yeah, Jesus, it sounds difficult to serve in this way, but because you say so, I will. But it also goes back to the very first target. See, when we spend time with Jesus, when we're just being with him, we see the loving Savior that he is. We see that he wants the best for us. We see that he just wants to strengthen and encourage us. We see just the amazing, loving, kind, compassionate Savior he is. So when he asks us to do something, Lord, I'm going to do it because I know who you are. I know the amazing God that you are. I know you have what's best for me. I know you have my best interests at heart. But when we're not spending time being with Jesus, we're like, well, why should I do that? Like, what's the big deal? And yet, because Jesus says so, we want to do it because of what he's done for us and because the love that he shows to us. And so again, it goes back to being a foundational target for us, that it leads to all the other things. And before we can do and serve, we just need to continue to be with Jesus. Next week we're going to kind of have a week off from our Red Letter Challenge. So, and again, I'll talk more about this next week, but it'll give you a chance to either catch up if you've fallen behind, or it's going to give you a chance to go back and look at that being target, those being readings, and so I pray that'll be a blessing to you. And again, I'll jump on here next week and talk more about that. But Today and this week, as God has given you opportunities to serve, as you continue to do that for the rest of this week, may you just be blessed of just being with Jesus and serving because Jesus says so. And we want to be more like Jesus. And that's exactly what he did. He came not to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many. Again, I'd love to hear some stories from you. If you had some opportunities to serve and God blessed you in that service this week, I'd love to hear about it. Again, you can text or call or email me or stop in and visit with me sometime. I'd love to hear more about it, or anything else of the ways that God is blessing you through Red Letter Challenge. I'd love to hear those from you at some point. So have a great day, great rest of the week of serving, and continue to live in response to what Jesus has done for you. God's blessings to you.